Hey, what's up guys, Starry Ray here and welcome back to another NFL video. Today we're going to be talking about the divisional round games from Saturday. Now these games were kind of interesting. I think the best game was the Chiefs versus the Jaguars because that game was kind of closer, and the Jaguars could have potentially did a comeback and win this game. Eagles versus the Giants, that game was a blowout from the beginning, so that game wasn't very interesting to watch. The Eagles really just dominated that game. So yeah, before we get into the NFL video, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy my recaps and if you want to see some more of these recaps as the playoffs go on. So the first game we're going to talk about is the Jaguars versus the Chiefs, and the Jaguars lost 20-27. Now this game was very interesting because in the first quarter Patrick Mahomes got kind of rolled up on and he was very limited the rest of the game. He didn't even finish the first half. He had Henny come in to finish the finish that half for him, and Henny did pretty decent, and I thought that they were actually going to keep Henny in this game, and they didn't though. They put Patrick Mahomes back in the second half, and Patrick Mahomes was kind of okay. Obviously he wasn't explosive, and he wasn't doing all that trickery and stuff, but it proved that he can still be just as good. And the reason why he was just as good was Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco was amazing today. 12 carries for 95 yards. He was really amazing today. He had a big play in the second half. He was really good. But I mean, the main reason Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes had an amazing day, even though Patrick Mahomes only had one ankle to really stand on, was Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was just always open. He had 14 receptions for 98 yards, and it really felt like he was just always open. Andy Reid is just a mastermind at just getting this guy open all the time. He's literally always open. I can't say that enough. In this game, it just felt like Travis Kelce was there when Patrick Mahomes was just needed to throw the ball away. He found Travis Kelce, but that's been happening like their whole career together, so it's not anything new, but it's just still so crazy to see. So yeah, the Chiefs really did take care of business offensively. It was easy for them. It was really easy for them. The Jaguars really had no defense. Really, it felt like anytime the Chiefs were pinned down back into their own end zone, they could just go the distance of the field and score a touchdown. It really felt like that this whole game. And yeah, the Jaguars defense, a defense that I was pretty high on, didn't show up at all today. They really didn't show up, and just the Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, and Towney, they all had a great day, and it was just their type of day today. And I talked about it a little bit with Patrick Mahomes' injury, but give credit to that man, dude, because he was really playing injured. Now there is reports that already came out at the end of the game where x-rays came back negative, and I think they also said he was walking out of the arena just fine. So that's really awesome to see. And it looked very scary, it looked awful, but he continued to play in the second half, and he did struggle at times. He wasn't, like I said, he wasn't as explosive as we always expect him to be, but he still got the job done. And for me, I think the reason the Jaguars lost this game was they just weren't able to execute on just big plays. There's just too many big plays that just didn't happen. There was a Chad Henne tipped ball that could have been intercepted that didn't get intercepted. There was a Trevor Lawrence bomb to Christian Kirk, and Christian Kirk did not come up with it. Jamal Agnew also fumbled in a big situation where they could have put up points, and Trevor Lawrence turned over the ball when he really shouldn't have. So yeah, man, I feel like those possessions were, if they could have turned those into points, like if just some of those plays happened, the Jaguars are easily in this game. 100%, they're easily in this game, but they just weren't able to just make points happen. They couldn't capitalize on the moments, and that's what really cost them in this game. And playing against the Chiefs, who defensively they weren't that good. I wasn't high, if you remember my predictions video, I wasn't high on their defense, but their defense really came out to play today. They really played today. I think this was probably one of their best showings this whole season. They looked really good, and it really did surprise me because I like I said, I wasn't that high on the Chiefs defense, but they played really good. And the Jaguars were not able to just play from behind. They really needed to capitalize on the moments, especially going against Patrick Mahomes. Even if he has one ankle, it just shows how dangerous they are. So yeah, man, not a lot to really talk about this game. If Patrick Mahomes was injured, we could have a conversation, but now that he's not injured and it looks like he's going to be fine for next week, I'm not really worried about it anymore. And I'm not really worried about the Chiefs, whoever they face, you know, the Bills or the Bengals, whoever they go against. I'm not really worried for the Chiefs. They just really proved a lot to me today. Just Patrick Mahomes really playing on a bum ankle, really, like that was just kind of crazy to me. I really thought he was going to be able to sit it out, but he played it and he played really good, and I think he's going to be fine for next week. So now we can move on to the Eagles versus the Giants game, and this game was just a one-sided affair. It was a blowout from the start to the end. You know, the game hasn't even ended and I'm recording this recap just because there is no way the Giants can do a comeback, and there's nothing the Giants can do to really change my mind about what happened today. So if you watched my predictions video, you would have known that I wasn't that high on the Eagles. I didn't think that they would have the, you know, just the same energy and just, you know, momentum as the Giants did against the Vikings, but that was not the case at all. The Eagles were just so hot today. They had no rush. Jalen Hurts didn't look injured at all. And yeah, their defense stepped up. A defense I knew that was very good. I said they would bend but not break, and they didn't bend today at all. They obviously did not bend today. The Giants couldn't do anything offensively. Yeah, it was just really just disappointing and sad, I guess, because I was kind of high on the Giants. I kind of wanted them to win this game, but they couldn't. They just didn't come to play. I mean, it was just that the Eagles were just too good. The Eagles went to looking back like how they did at the beginning of the season when they were undefeated. That's what they looked like tonight. They just looked amazing. They looked like, you know, just one of the top tier teams that we all knew that they were. You know, that's really what they looked like today. And, you know, Jalen Hurts was back looking like an MVP again. You know, it was just a flat out, you know, butt kicking. It was really that's all I can say. There's nothing to really talk about this game. The Giants did not play at all. Daniel Jones, it's gonna be questionable. Are they gonna have to pay this man? You know, they're gonna have to pay this man. So it's gonna be interesting. He didn't play amazing, but I mean, I feel like this was just a team loss. So I wouldn't even put this on anyone. They just weren't prepared for this, and it kind of sucks, but that's just kind of what it is. There is probably no way they really win this game the way they started out. You know, I said in my predictions video that they're going to need to come out full force, you know, and just really put, you know, their foot on the Eagles' necks, and they couldn't do it. You know, they didn't start out that way, and they let the Eagles get hot, and the Eagles were at home. They got all the momentum, and that was really it. So yeah, whoever the Eagles face next week, I'm not really scared at all for them either. They showed that they're just an amazing team that they were at the beginning of the season, and that I really have no fears with them. Like the rust and, you know, Hurts' injury, that's all gone in the past now, and they're locked and loaded, and they're playing amazing playoff football. You know, it was against the Giants, but the Giants have been playing really well, and they had all the momentum in the world. And yeah, they really squandered it very fast and very early. And yeah, that was really the game. So yeah, that's all I really got to say for the divisional round games on Saturday. They were kind of okay. The first game was really good. The second game was just kind of a bummer because I kind of did want the Giants to win, like I said. But I mean, even after that, it wasn't that exciting because the Giants were just kicking butt, and I wanted a very close competitive game. That's what the playoffs are about, and it just wasn't that way. So hopefully hopefully Sunday games are a lot better. So yeah, leave a comment, tell me what your takeaway from the Saturday games were. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.